Hi guys, Artie here and I have some news about Cartoon Network's preschool block, Cartoonito, that you totally would have never guessed. Starting on February 19th, 2024, Cartoonito will be losing the 8:30 to 9 AM time slots to We Baby Bears, a newer show that is rarely shown on Cartoon Network. I doubt We Baby Bears is airing as part of Cartoonito because for one, it's not educational, and two, just because it has baby in the title doesn't mean it's for toddlers. Yeah, I saw this coming from a mile away. Either they were going to cut back the Cartoonito block down even further, or discontinue it altogether. What's next? They are going to trim it down to 45 minutes, then a half hour, then just a single 15-minute time slot, and finally reduce to just enough time for a 5-minute short. Currently, the only shows airing on the block are Bugs Bunny Builders, Batwheels, Jessica's Big Little World, and Lucas the Spider. Almost all the shows announced to premiere on Cartoonito in the past few years were either scrapped altogether like Unlimited Squirrels, or were alternatively added to HBO Max instead. Unfortunately, this block was not able to live up to expectations. This just proves my point that the block doesn't have much longer, and is definitely shutting down soon. Even the Cartoonito website was shut down last month and now redirects to the Cartoon Network site. My guess is that the block has about 6 months left. Maybe by the end of the year at the latest, before WBD pulls the plug entirely. Something good came from this, however. Cocomelon is gone from the lineup finally, so children won't have to watch that brain rot. I believe CN lost the rights to the series or realized how poor quality it truly was. Seriously, it's the year 2024, we have lifelike CGI, and incredible 2D animation studios. But this Toddlers web series chooses to have putrid CGI that looks similar to Xbox 360 or Wii cutscenes. Warner Brothers could try integrating some of the successful original Cartoonito programming like Bugs Bunny Builders and Batwheels to Cartoon Network's lineup, like what they did with Tickle You back in 2006 to 2007, but they will probably just be moved over to Max due to Warner Brothers being distant towards originals. The previous leadership under AT&T were very eager and ambitious about introducing Cartoonito to the States. I can understand why, because it was successful overseas, such as in Europe and the Middle East. Under Tom Hashim's leadership, he wanted to mold Cartoon Network into a network just for children, just like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel, rather than a network that celebrates animation in general. At one point in 2021, they even considered reintroducing live-action programming to the network. Oh, how history repeats itself. Thankfully, this was averted when Michael Olean became president of CN, Adult Swim, and Boomerang in May 2022. As scummy as WBD is, I suppose they are good for one thing, that being preventing live-action content making its way to Cartoon Network. Out of the 3 preschool blocks Cartoon Network has attempted throughout the ages, I would say Cartoonito was the most successful. However, it was introduced way too late into the game. The 2020s isn't the most ideal time period to start a block on cable television. Maybe if they launched a block a decade earlier, it would have caught on. Besides, Cartoonito doesn't really fit on Cartoon Network these days because of the cable TV landscape and how mostly adults watch television. Meanwhile, kids are mindlessly tapping away on their iPads. Cartoon Network's schedule has changed radically, and in a good way, within the past year, catering to a more mature audience, so there is no need for Cartoonito to air on Cartoon Network or exist. At launch in September 2021, the block was a mind-boggling and staggering 8 hours long, running from 6 AM all the way through 2 PM. I dislike this because it whittled down Cartoon Network to a measly 6 hours, and the higher-ups wanted to turn CN into a kiddie network, instead of being the home of cartoons for all ages. They were too ambitious, which is why this block crumbled rather quickly. It was swiftly cut down to 7 hours in November 2021, 6 hours in December 2021, 5 hours in January 2022, 4 hours in June 2022, and then trimmed down to an hour and a half in March 2023, and has stayed that way for a while until now, when it was finally slashed down to an hour. At least with Cartoonito, they made an attempt to experiment and lasted quite some time, even spawning a few popular shows that caught on. Big Bag and Small World, which started in 1996, only lasted a couple years, airing reruns all the way up until 2002, which did okay at best. Tickle You failed after only lasting half a year because of low viewership and a controversy for possibly malicious marketing strategies. Cartoon Network should stick with what they got and focus on producing some new shows. Hey, at least the new Singapore version of Tom and Jerry will be airing on the channel as filler shorts during commercial breaks starting on February 26. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, notify, and check out other videos on the channel. You may like them. How much longer do you think Cartoonito has before the block is removed entirely? Let me know in the comments.